Be patient. Oh, be so patient. Oh, no, not yet, not yet. Expecting it. Wait, no, not expecting it. Here we go. That's what you get. Oh, I love the power. Oh, I don't even care. So, let's talk for a minute about the new exotic shotgun, the Fourth Horseman. New, I guess I'm using that term lightly. Anyway, it's in the game right now for you to grab. Bungie kinda trolled everybody yesterday. They put out the exotic quest for you to get the gun. There seemed to be a time gate on the quest because the final step that you had to complete was the Quarry Legendary Lost Sector, which wasn't in the rotation that day. At least that's what we thought. Fast forward exactly 4 hours, #conspiracy, after the daily reset had already taken place, and Bungie suddenly changes the Lost Sector to the Quarry out of thin air. TLDR, if you don't have the gun, go get it. I got a 1-minute guide, literally 1 minute on how to do it. Very easy, but very grindy. So, how does the gun perform? Here's the Fourth Horseman in a nutshell. Put out an insane amount of damage in the blink of an eye, all for the low cost of a ton of ammo and you needing to be so close to your target that you can smell their breath. Today, I'm mainly focusing on the Horseman in PvP, but for the record, the same thing applies for PvE. It's a great damage dealer. If you want to just nuke some yellow bar major's health, just waltz up and give him the Horseman. For the record, the gun also has an exotic catalyst, which you can get right now, if you're lucky. It drops randomly from completing the Seraph Tower public event or legendary lost sectors. Again, don't get your hopes up though. I know someone who claimed to have done over 70 legendary lost sectors, which sounds annoying AF, before getting the catalyst to drop. I would personally rather slam my yam bag in a refrigerator door, but that's neither here nor there. If you have the patience for that kind of grinding though, the exotic catalyst does seem really good on paper. Gives you 1 extra shot in the mag, taking it from 4 to 5, meaning more overall damage output, and also a faster reload speed, which is wildly appreciated. If you're not a hunter who can take advantage of dodge reloading, you're gonna spend a very annoying amount of time reloading the Horseman in both PvE and PvP. From a PvP perspective, how's the Fourth Horseman? It has its uses, that's for sure, but here's the downside. If you want to try and conserve ammo, this probably ain't the gun for you. In Crucible, if you want to get a one-shot with this long-barreled bad boy, you gotta get close, and I mean real close, to pull off that coveted one-shot. How close is close? About 4 meters. That's this far away, if you're curious. And half the time, even at 4 meters, I couldn't even get the one shot. RNG is real, baby. Like I told you, the range is nada on this thing. Here's the good news though. If you just go into PvP with the mentality of every time I want a shotgun kill, I'm gonna have to pay a fee of 2 shells, then you'll be good to go. Like most rapid fire shotties, you gotta pay the troll toll. In this case, your ammo. 2 shots, 1 kill. Make that your rule of thumb. If you do, you can get a 2-tap kill on an enemy up to about 9 meters away. That's shockingly not bad. So again, want 1 kill in PvP? Be safe about it, and unless they've got a bee's dong of health left, dish out 2 bullets and lock up that kill. Since you're now in the business of dishing out extra ammo, here's some important info. The more you fire, 2 things happen. 1, your pellet spread gets wider. Check this out. Here is a side-by-side. Kind of. On the left, we have my first shot, and on the right, we have my second. Clearly a wider pellet spread as you fire more shots, as indicated by the text on the gun. Next, you do more damage per shot, also indicated on the gun. It's probably going to be pretty easy to measure the extra damage in PvE, but as I mentioned earlier, mostly focusing on PvP for this vid because reasons. As you can see from this screenshot where I unloaded onto both of my buddies at the same time, giggity, even though usually the damage per pellet is around 16 and 17, with multiple shots you can see damage numbers getting up to around 21, and that's without crit damage. Point of the story is because you can put out a ton of damage in the blink of an eye, naturally, I wanted to test this sucker against supers. And I gotta tell ya, the results were not disappointing. Here's the deal. You know our general rule of thumb, 2 shots equals 1 kill? With supers, change it to 3. 3 shots equals 1 kill. Now, before someone tries to correct me on that, yes, it is possible to get a 2-bullet kill on a roaming super with the Fourth Horseman. See? Totally possible. However, that's not gonna happen every time. The recoil on the Horseman is kinda wild, and it's also very possible to totally F up your brilliant 2-tap plan. Also, aside from hoping your pellet spread is tight as hell, look how close I am to this Stormcaller. Let's say this were an actual game of PvP, and not me dicking around with friends in a private match. Do you think any actual Stormcaller is gonna let me get that close to them? Hell to the no. So when it comes to roaming supers, your rule of thumb, again, 3 shots, 1 kill. Be safe about it. And the good news is, if you have 3 shots to spare, there's actually a very good chance you'll be able to kill that super outright. Only challenging part, of course, is getting close to said super without getting annihilated. Which brings me to, which supers can the Horseman most likely shut down in a fight? Well, let's get the obvious out of the way. Almost any super with any type of ranged attack is probably a no-go. There's always a chance that the enemy is going to be focused on someone other than you, leaving a window to murder their face. That won't be the case every time though. Warlocks in particular are kinda tricky to take down. Obviously, any somewhat accurate Dawnblade is gonna crush that pipe dream pronto. Stormcallers too, very difficult to get close to with their auto-lock tickle fingers. By the way, in some of these clips, you'll see me tagging my friends in advance with a hand cannon as they approach. I'm doing this because I think it's very realistic to say that in a game, if someone's approaching you in their super, most smart players are going to try to soften up their target a little bit rather than just sit there. So that's what I did. Nova Warp is definitely killable, but it may require the Warlock to either be a dummy or mess up their Charge Blast timing. Also, if they come at you with a mistimed blink, they should be easily killable. Hunters and Titans are more manageable. Night Stalkers in particular are very killable, provided you don't completely F up the timing. Arcstaff is going to be a bit more tricky, especially if they're repeatedly dodging at you, or especially if they're spin blocking, in which case you're kind of boned. For Titans, Fist of Havoc is definitely killable. It might be a little tricky, especially if they are repeatedly charge spamming at you. Again, it's all about priming and timing. Roaming Shield Titans, also killable. Timing might be a little harder on that. Also, the fact that they can block is gonna be a pain in the ass. Naturally, any Titan with a ranged attack, including Burning Maul, is probably not going to let you get too close to them. It is doable, I want to put that out there, but not without great effort and a little bit of luck. Finally, we come to 2 supers that I'm actually excited to challenge with my 4th Horseman. Those are going to be Well of Radiance and Ward of Dawn. Yeah, I know. Not a lot of Radiant Well Warlocks in PvP, but trust me, they do exist, and Ward of Dawn is actually fairly popular these days. Well of Radiance might be hard to approach, especially because they have extra weapon damage on you and a free line of sight, but if you can get close, you only need 2 shots from a decent range to put them down. Again, go for 3, just to make sure. Ward of Dawn is much easier to approach, especially those types of Titans who just love to sit in their bubble and bait in challengers. This should be your time to shine. If they're camping their bubble, you should be able to get in fairly easy. Yeah, they'll probably try to fight you once you're in the bubble, but if they don't have a shotty, or if they're focused on something other than you, it's pretty much game over. 3 shots equals dead Titan. And this is the Horseman, baby. Those 3 shots are gonna come out lightning fast. You know how I always say that the best way to beat a bubble Titan is by not fighting them and leaving the bubble alone? Yeah, that. My new mission in life is to challenge every bubble Titan with the 4th Horseman just for the lulz. Oh, by the way, if you get any great clips of you shredding a bubble Titan with the 4-barreled bastard, send them to me on Twitter so I can admire your handiwork. And one more thing, for those of you out there who are absolute lunatics, yeah, it's possible to kill a Code of the Missile Titan mid-flight with the 4th Horseman. You gotta have a steady hand and be frame perfect, and let's be honest, maybe have a few screws loose, but it's definitely doable. I'd be shocked if I saw a legit clip of that on Twitter anytime soon. Prove me wrong, boys. Prove me wrong. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and please remember to click subscribe so I can continue with my plan of one day taking over the world. Check out our Discord if you are a normal person, and if you haven't already, do me a favor and check out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/FalloutPlays. I am much more active there now that I'm full-time, and I stream every day from noon Eastern time for a few hours with the exception of Sunday and Wednesday. Hope to see you there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.